I'm going to show you one of the best locations to earn money as an early game player inside of Roblox Dig. So what we're going to do is go over the shovels you're going to need to buy if you are just starting out, and that way it's going to help you progress in what order you should be going in. So first, starting out, just go ahead and complete the tutorial of the game. That's essentially all there is to that. And your first main goal is to just save up 8,500 so that way you can buy the ruby shovel. So just head over to the Cinder Shores location and just dig around the beach shoreline. And that is going to be your main first strategy you're going to be using until you can earn 6,500. So that way you can head over to the shop right here and go ahead and buy the ruby shovel. This is going to be the shovel you're going to be using for a little bit until you can earn enough for the next shovel. Now the next shovel is kind of preference on what you want to do with your time, because the next shovel, some people will say, is at Tom's Bakery, which is going to be the shortcake shovel right here. However, the reason I say it's kind of preference is because to unlock the ability to buy this shovel, you have to actually complete 5 of the quests here from this guy. Most of them are easy, but there is one that is kind of tedious and just annoying, which is to dig up 3 cows, which is a legendary item, so it's going to be a little hard to dig up at the beginning of the game. Which, by the way, if you don't know where the cows are, if you do decide to go down this route, it's going to be over here at Verdant Vale. So yeah, you can go down that route if you want to. This shovel is cheaper. It's only 45,000, which is going to be pretty easy to get with your ruby shovel. However, if you don't want to go down that route because the quests are a little tedious, then you do not have to. I personally didn't. I'm going to show you the next shovel that you can go for. So the Candlelight Shovel here, you can just earn it from killing the Candlelight Phantom boss, which is going to be relatively easy if you're in a public server because a lot of the people just instantly target the bosses. It is a 40% chance to actually unlock, so it's actually relatively high to get the shovel, and it's completely free. That is the third shovel that I went for, and I feel like it's definitely worth the time if you see it in your game. However, if it just doesn't end up spawning in ever, then don't worry. You can just skip it because it's not going to be an insane difference. The next shovel you're going to be targeting is the Frigid Shovel. So this shovel is very, very good. You're going to be having this for quite a bit. Here are the stats on this and everything. It has pretty decent overall stats, which, by the way, if you don't know where to get this, it's going to be found inside of Mount Cinder. You just go inside and then it's going to be over to the left here. All right, so now once you have your shovel, the Frigid Shovel, the best location to actually start farming to get you towards the middle to late game is actually going to be in this same area. If you actually use a metal detector, you can see it's going to be this polar bear area here. You're going to have a very strong chance at getting a polar bear, which is just very good for overall XP and money. So you can see right there is a legendary on my 3rd try. So let's go ahead and see what it is. And there it is, a Frigid legendary polar bear. So this is going to be the strategy you're going to be using for early game players, specifically because of how easy it is to get these legendary polar bears. So it's just going to really carry you through the early game. So you can then unlock the prismatic shovel. I would skip all the other shovels and just go straight for prismatic. It doesn't take too long. I will have a video out on the channel for more late game to middle game players. That's going to be the just best digging spot and everything. So make sure you check that out whenever it's uploaded. Subscribe to the channel with notifications on and drop a like on this video. Go on my Discord, which is the first link in the description down below. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.